Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name's Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, that's right. We're very close to the end of the week on Bybit here and all other perpetual exchanges with but 6.5 hours to go. And that weekly candle looks like a red but indecision candle to me. And that's what I'm going to say about it. So before I delve into the price action, just want to remind you this isn't financial advice. Okay, down to the 4 hour next to explain these crazy lines. Excuse me while I pick my nose. These crazy lines, and you will hopefully quite rapidly see what they're all about. So I've gone with a color scheme today, which is red as in doom and green as in great, or red as in boo and green as in yay, and then a little dotted line here which represents the first place that Bitcoin needs to revisit before it gets to yay, and this blue line represents probably the next area that Bitcoin would have to break down below on a 4. These are all on 4 hours before initially coming down towards 61 and then maybe getting down to boo. So yeah, those are my lines of randomness for today. As you can see, the trend line that I popped on there yesterday is still kind of holding up, although potentially Bitcoin's going to make a retest of the middle of this. This is a range, and that dotted line is simply the midpoint, but it also corresponds to the area that I talked around, which is around 70,000, being the one that needs to be reclaimed on a 4 hour closure before you can start talking about another assault at the all-time high, in my humble opinion. And the same goes for closures back below this area, which is around 64.5, so 4 hour closures below there. And then, as I just pointed out, a couple of more targets to the downside. If that does indeed happen, the 4 hour is continuing with its lower time frame downtrend, but needs to be put in context of a severe higher time frame uptrend. So you've always got to remember that, or I've got to be very mindful of that whenever I'm doing my trades. And you can see a little bit better on the hourly this downtrend with a sequence of lower highs. Now, as you can see at the moment, Bitcoin's trying to maybe do this sort of thing. Again, this is me doing a bit of guesswork, but why can't I move this recording thing? Oh, I don't need to move it anymore anyway. So if I grab a little painting tool, so this sort of thing would look good for more upside, because you would end up printing a higher low compared to this low, right? So this is a higher low compared to this one. That still would only be the etchings of a trend reversal from this downtrend, as you can see to where it is now. So lower highs and lower lows. So that one higher low on its own, you know, if you're very risk is the wrong word, because risk is relative to everyone. We all have our own risk tolerance, but trading this as the early etchings of a change in character from a downtrend to an uptrend is absolutely acceptable, but confirmation would be gained with getting back above this same area. And then you would have the etchings of a higher, not only a higher low, but also a higher high. So I think you can see what I'm referring to there. But anyway, that's just me playing around with silly little drawings. However, I think you can see the logic behind it. So yeah, see what happens. And then, where am I with time? So 5 minutes, okay. So then into next week. Now, as I referred to, when did this breakdown? Thursday, I was talking about the steep uptrend, and for Bitcoin to continue its steep uptrend, you'd want to see it at the very least go sideways within this area, and that would look good for more upside. And the same really applies to this range. So if Bitcoin was to do more of this sort of thing, so if you just look at this as one move down, if it was to do more of that sort of thing, then that also would look good for more upside. And so maybe that will happen. Maybe Bitcoin will spend a bit of Maybe Bitcoin will spend a bit of time going sideways in a range between 64.5 and $74,000. That's a terrible West Country accent, and I apologize to everyone from the West Country for such a poor attempt at recreating their marvelous accent. But I think you see what I mean. So, if it was kind of range between that 64.5 mark and the current all-time high, that would look good for some more upside. But again, that is hearsay at the moment because the price action is not doing that. That's just me making a rather hazardous guess. So I'm going to get rid of those lap lines too. That I'm going to draw a line under this video around 7 or 8 minutes because it's not really too different from yesterday. There's not too much more to say. And so in summary, closures above 70,000 on a 4-hour minimum would look good for an assault on the current all-time high, and closures below 64.5 on at least a 4-hour would look good for at least an attempt towards 61,000 and then maybe even 59. All right, do me a favor, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, and can you see it there on my torso? Subscribe. What a great t-shirt. And if you haven't enjoyed it, then no worries, but don't come back tomorrow because I'll be doing it all again. It'll be a brand new week, hopefully of opportunities. Okay, take care. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. Happy Sunday to you, and I'll see you all tomorrow.